favorite pants. Every day I wake up and I put on my jeans. If my jeans are dirty, I wash my jeans. And then I dry my jeans. And then I put on my jeans. I walk down the dusty stairwell of my apartment complex to the street. I love seeing people walking down the street in all their different kind of pants. Cargo pants, corduroy pants, jeans. It warms my heart to see all sorts of different people wearing all sorts of different pants. Every pants is different. Every pants holds stories. I walk my jeans to the cafe on the street corner of my block. I order a single shot of espresso, and I drink it while I pants watch in the window. The end. Creed enters. Holding a stack of paper. He lays them down on the desk and he begins to diligently write upon them. He works hard writing lots of important business things. Kate enters and sits down at the desk next to him. Creed watches as she puts down her own stack of papers, but to his surprise, she also has a plate of delicious-looking cookies. She sets them down on the corner of the desk, just barely within reach of Creed. She begins to write calmly and diligently about her own important business work. Creed tries to work, but he is distracted by the smell of the delicious cookies. He keeps glancing at the plate. The cookies are striking. The scent fills the air, and each one looks exquisite and is made with great care. He cannot keep his eyes off of them now. Much to his dismay, the woman takes one of the cookies and eats it. Jealousy overwhelms him. He covers his face. He cannot watch. Surely those cookies were meant to be for him. He tries to work, but he cannot. He watches the cookies on the plate. He cannot help it anymore. She's working steadily, so surely she won't notice. He reaches slowly and carefully, fingers so close to the plate when she looks over and shakes her head defiantly. She goes back to work, and he goes back to watching. Again, very slowly and carefully, very stealthily, he reaches again. She catches him and reprimands him with her eyes. Back to work she goes. Back to work he goes. But he cannot. He gives in and reaches again. She slaps his hand, shakes her head, and points to the sign. He is shocked and embarrassed. He didn't know about the rule. He looks apologetic. They both go back to work. After a moment, he goes back to glancing. He cannot help it. They look so good. She takes another cookie. He is again overwhelmed with jealousy. He jumps up from his desk, up and down in his silent tantrum. He paces the stage with his fists clenched in rage. He stands behind her, watching her eat the cookie, reaching, desperately grasping at the air as if to pry it from her mouth. But he knows he cannot. It's against the rules. But his hands get close to the back of her neck. Something stops him. He looks at the sign. It's not allowed. He drops his hands and his head. What will he do? He looks at the sign sullenly, and then an idea dawns on him. Yes, he runs to his desk and desperately rifles through his papers until he produces a large black pen. He runs to the sign, and under no crime he writes until 3 p.m. That's easy enough. He can wait 1 hour. The woman looks at him and the sign, exasperated. She shakes her head. He rolls his eyes and crosses out 3 p.m. 4 p.m., he writes. She shakes her head again, even more exasperated. He rolls his eyes big. Fine, he thinks. He crosses out 4 p.m. and writes 5 p.m. She looks at him. She rolls her eyes. Whatever. Yes, he jumps up and down in joy. And then he looks at the clock. So long to wait. He looks at the cookies. So delicious. He can't wait that long. He looks at her, but she's not watching. He tiptoes to the cookies, clock, and he turns the hours forward, slowly at first, and then he realizes he will get away with it. He speeds up at 4 p.m., and then yes, finally, 5 p.m., his time, crime time. He runs over, shoving cookies into his mouth. He looks shocked and enraged. He points to the sign and laughs as he gulps down the cookies. And she rolls her eyes, packs up her things, and leaves. As she is about to exit, she pulls a gun from her bag. He falls to the ground dead. She shrugs to the audience and points at the sign. No crime until 5 p.m. This is an original poem written by Vivian and performed by me in her stead. Texts I used to send. The kind that lived in my notes app at 2 a.m. The kind that started with, I miss you, but were deleted before I could talk myself into sending them. Words I couldn't send, and the ones you left unread. There were so many things I wanted to say, but my mouth stayed closed and my heart stayed loud. You taught me that silence hurts louder than words ever could. We built a future from late night confessions and whispered some days. I know I hurt you, but somehow I think I hurt myself more. You used to call me beautiful, like you meant it, like I was rare, like I was yours. You used to call me beautiful when I wasn't even trying, when I was tired, rambling, laughing. You used to call me beautiful before I believed it myself, before I knew what love could feel like. I miss the FaceTime calls and the happiness I would feel after we talked. I miss the way you looked at me, like I was soft and safe and everything you needed. If I could go back, I would. I would choose you. Better, softer, louder. I loved you. I think I always did. I just didn't know how to say it. Because saying it meant letting my guard down, meant being real, and that scared me. I finally understand you don't know what you have until it's gone, until it's text bubbles unsent and read with no reply. You used to call me beautiful, and now you don't call at all.
Hey, Joji! What? Bro, I'm craving some of that right now. Bro, what? Some salad, bro. Oh!
Big salad. What should we put?
I'm feeling some pecans.
Okay, I like it. How about some mango?
Ooh! Okay, I like it. Some lettuce, just like an easy base.
Of course. To combo that, let's get some spinach.
Okay, cranberries.
Kale.
Arugula.
Corn.
Papitas.
Vinaigrette.
Olive oil.
Caesar dressing.
Black pepper.
Yeast.
Soy sauce.
Caviar.
Damn, fancy. All right, tofu.
Eggs.
Grapes.
Slips.
Hammurabi.
Man flesh.
They flesh.
Non-binary flesh.
No woman flesh, though. Space-time dilation.
Damn.
Pineapple. Pineapple.
Cashews.
Cash money, yay.
Garlic.
Croutons.
Gabagool.
Ghouls.
Dracula.
Nosferatu.
The whitewashing of Steve.
The aging population of Japan. Kramer being racist.
Thug Shaker sentence.
Tom Falk.
Goku.
David versus Goliath.
Jake Paul v. Mike Tyson.
Spam. Capers.
What's up?
I need a place to sit.
We'll pull up a chair.
I know.
What seems to be the matter?
Well, it's just that a million trees weighs the equivalent to a cloud.
Oh yeah, science is crazy.
But by that logic, shouldn't all the trees in my yard blow away with the slightest breeze?
Well, the wind is very strong in the sky, and trees have roots. What's your favorite liqueur flavor?
Pure. How about you?
Sample mouse.
I think it's pronounced pamplemousse.
Or I could just say grapefruit.
No. I think the fun of LaCroix is the names are all exotically French.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Watermelon's the worst flavor though, right?
Yeah, pastèque is awful.
Let's have a LaCroix party!
No! No. No.
The beach stretches out like a forgotten canvas. pours in like a leaky can of paint. Its sand is pale and brittle as old bone, cracked by the cold breath of the sea.
The horizon is a blur, a pale gray smears where sky and water bleed together. Clear as a ghost in a fog. The wind bites the skin like the sharp edge of a blade, and the waves lap against the shore with the tired persistence of a heartbroken lover. They kiss the land, but never stay, as though each touch, and I love you, is a promise unfulfilled.
The sky hangs low, heavy with a million sad drops of water. The gulls, silent and distant, drift overhead like fragments of broken thoughts you keep trying to piece together, lost and adrift in the immensity of nothingness. The air is so still, it feels suffocating, and each breath seems an impossible task. The cold seeps into the bones like a memory that refuses to fade. Everything here feels suspended, caught in the in-between, neither living nor dead, as if the world itself has forgotten how to move. The beach is a waiting room, a place of quiet desperation, where even time has stopped to mourn the loss of something that was never quite there.
I could stand here all night long, toes digging into the cold, gritty mounds.
I could talk and talk, on and on, forever.
Describing each grain, dune, and crest in exhausting, vivid details.
Or
I can get in the water.
This is an original monologue written by Savannah. I will be reading it in her stead. I live in a world just beyond the edge of the ordinary. A place where the silence hums with magic instead of pounding with awkward loneliness. I am always alone. A quiet presence in a world too loud to notice. Drifting through days with the weight of never being seen. I've never been loved. Not by a kiss, by a hand, not even a voice. Just the cold touch of distance that lingers like a shadow. In the isolation, a yearning creeps in, soft and relentless. Like a song you can't quite place. It's the ache of wanting something you can't touch, or even fully sense. A longing for something that isn't real. Every door entices me. I wonder what decision I made in my life to cause this fate. In what universe can I be loved? Scraps of a relationship throbbed in my ears. I grasped at the memories and pleaded my mind to tell me what I could have done differently. What plant in our growing garden was so deprived of life he had to set fire to it all? It couldn't have been dancing in the kitchen. Interlinked minds, dizzy with love's embrace twirling around us, or the warm wind on our already flushed faces, driving down the highway too fast to compensate for the slow burn tension of our intimacy. Maybe it was negligence in public, the oblivion to emotion, or the million other matches piled up, awaiting a drop of gas and a spark. The cold wind stabs life into my face before ripping it back out. I sank into the isolation I couldn't escape from. Behind the door wasn't anything I expected. It wasn't a grand revelation or a single answer, but something simpler. A room. Empty, but somehow full. And in that quiet space, I was no longer a stranger to myself. No, for the first time, I wasn't alone. I was finally enough. My eyes open. The violent background noise of life fades back in. The people around me laugh and poke fun at me for always daydreaming, but if only they could see what it's like there. It's a secret only I've heard.
The beach stretches out like a forgotten canvas. Fog pours in like a leaky can of paint. Its sand is pale and brittle as old bone, cracked by the cold breath of the sea.
The horizon is a blur, a pale gray smear where sky and water bleed together, clear as a ghost. The wind bites the skin like a sharp edge of a blade, and the waves lap against the shore with a tired persistence of a heartbroken lover. They kiss the land but never stay, as though each touch and I love you is a promise unfulfilled.
The sky hangs low, heavy with a million sad drops of water. The gulls, silent and distant, drift overhead like fragments of broken thought to keep trying to piece together, lost and adrift in the immensity of nothingness. The air is so still it feels suffocating, and each breath seems an impossible task. The cold seeps into the bones like a memory that refuses to fade. Everything here feels suspended, caught in the in-between, neither living nor dead, as if the world itself has forgotten how to live. The beach is a waiting room, a place of quiet desperation, where even time has stopped to mourn the loss of something that was never quite there.
I could stand here all night long, toes digging into the cold, gritty mounds.
I could talk and talk, on and on, forever.
Describe each grain, dune, and crest in exhausting, vivid detail.
Or I could get in the water,